Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time tuning in, just know that you are welcomed and that I am so excited to have you all here. My name is Kiara Washington, and I am a thought leader, a self awareness coach, and I am also one of the co authors of Amazon's bestseller, Removing the Face. Recently, family, I have really been really putting out a lot of content. So I am super proud of myself. I literally have had the luxury of working from home over the last few quarantine months, which I will be putting a video up about that sometime in the upcoming week. If you don't know, I work for Verizon and I've been working for Verizon for a little over 2 years now. And I have a video that I will be putting up in correlation to that. So be on the lookout for that, okay? But I have been really putting out a lot of content, family. And today, after I got off my calls from working and I took a shower and had some time to just kind of chill and lay back and relax, I thought about something that I wanted to talk about on this day. And it's simply this. I recently did a video a couple of days ago talking about why I decided to leave from Total Life Changes, which is a multi-level marketing company. And it gave me this idea because I thought about that video. We as people have to understand that our no is a complete sentence. Allow me to say that again. We as human beings have to understand that our no is a complete sentence. Over the last week or so, I've really been thinking and reflecting on my life and thinking about how a great majority of my life has been spent working towards the goal of someone else's dream or vision. And the short story is this, family. It's okay to a certain extent because all of us are not meant to be entrepreneurs. All of us are not meant to be self-employed. All of us are not meant to chase these certain types of dreams. And I'll give you an example. People who are the thought leaders, are the visionaries, are the faces of companies. They have to have people in place like assistants, like board of directors, like people who even help them with their online uh, stores or online websites. There are people in all different areas, and all people in those areas are needed in those areas. So we're all not meant to chase these big quote unquote dreams. Some of us have to be the dreams to other people's dreams. Now, with that being said, that's another video in turn because you have to really know what type of person you are. You have to know what your goals and your visions are. And the thing is, I know what mine is, but I have spent a lot of time helping other people build their platforms and maybe not necessarily my own. So I don't think there's anything wrong with having side hustles. I am a firm believer in a side hustle or two. I have done a few and have made money off of practically every side hustle that I've had to supplement my current income. But I've always had a 9 to 5. I'm a firm believer that we should always use our 9 to 5 to fund the dream, to fund the goals, to fund the things that excite us. So it made me think about something because when I put that video out about TLC, right, I thought about something else so very important and so very key. As soon as I put that video out into the universe, I had about 2 or 3 people within the same day hit me up, congratulating me, saying the content that I put out was good and that they enjoyed it and that they were proud that I stood up for what I believed in. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, the short story is, the CEO and the executive director of TLC just said some disparaging comments about Black Lives Matter and just about Black people in general. Very monotone things. I'll put the link in the description of that video in this video so you can catch up and see that one if you haven't already. But I just decided that it wasn't for me. But I also learned that the 2 or 3 people that hit me up in that same day, even though they were congratulating me on making a change and stepping out and standing by what I believe in turn, they were still trying to get me to join forces with them in something else. Now, I started to think about something. I started to think about how this is just a time in my life where it doesn't mean I won't ever have any other side hustles or I won't ever, do anything else different. But I really had to make a firm decision to say the answer is no for now. If anything changes, I will be in contact. Because when we tell people, I'll think about it, let me look it over, all this stuff, what we'll come to find out, especially if you've done any multi-level marketing yourself or you have done any type of business where you are trying to grow or build a team, one of the things that you do is you are consistent in your efforts. So what I've learned to tell people is just a flat out no, and know that the no is a complete sentence, and know that the no is just a full out no. Because here's another thing. These people, even though they may see something in you, and don't get me wrong, I know a lot of people see a lot of good things in me. I'm very articulate. I have a great personality. I am very relatable in the way that I talk to people and the way that I reach out to folks. So I know with these people, especially these people who are team leaders or whatever you want to call them, sponsors or whatever, I know that they see something in me. I know that they see me as a person who can captivate and be able to reach other folks. So I'm flattered by that. But at the same time, I have to understand that even though I could be flattered by it, I still have to understand that sometimes my answer is just no. And I think that sometimes as people, we may feel bad for saying no, but we shouldn't feel bad, because the reality of it is whatever your goals are and whatever your dreams are for yourself, you have to make sure that that's the number one priority. Because here's a short story. You can end up telling people you'll think about it, or tell them yes, or tell them, you'll get started working or building or creating with them. All the while, the things that are really important to you are not getting done. Those things have been put to the wayside because you have decided to try to help someone else with their vision, their goals, their dreams, their business. Now, I'm not saying don't help people, but I'm saying to make sure that you make yourself a priority. You understand? Make yourself a priority. Like, I'll tell you something else. Even when I first started TLC, I had a woman that I met earlier in the year, and she was very persistent. I knew she was trying to get me into Mary Kay. And I'll tell you something, Mary Kay has been around for a long time. I believe that the people in Mary Kay do make money. I think Mary Kay sells itself. I don't really know the ins and outs of it as the year 2020 relates, but I know when I first started hearing about it, when I was fresh out of high school and going to these little parties, because my friends would be going for free to get their faces done and stuff. And I did go to a couple of them. I know that it is a company where you can definitely make a difference, make money. And it's something that pretty much every woman in the world loves, makeup. No matter at what capacity that you do makeup, all women at some capacity wear makeup. So I think it's a very viable company. I think it's good. But I also knew that when she was reaching out to me, I knew that it just wasn't in my interest. It's like, Kiara, you can do this, but you don't really care about it. So I had to let her know, and I had to let her down softly, but let her know it's a no for me. Plus, some of the stuff that you sent me, some of the products that she sent me actually broke my face out. So it was just like, this is just a bit much. I feel like I'm trying to tell people yes. And one thing I've learned about myself, y'all, is this. If I spread myself too thin, I am not good to nothing or no one. Let me say that again. When Kiara Washington, when she spreads herself too thin, she is not good to anything, and that's a fact. And I've seen that happen in my life more than I can honestly count. I've seen myself kind of start and finish, start and finish, start, stop, finish. And it's one of those things where it leaves me with a lot of things undone. And that's just being real. I have to be very honest. It's left me with a lot of things undone. And I don't want to live my life like that. I'm not going to live my life like that. I'm not going to continue to live my life like that. So I just had to be real with myself about that. Also, is this other guy. I don't know him personally. I know he's on my social medias. And apparently he does something called, what is it called? It's called Legal something. Legal Shield. Legal Shield. Yeah, and I'm going to be honest, y'all, I've never heard of it. I really don't even know what they do. But all I know is because he caught a couple of my Facebook Lives, he really saw something in me on my Facebook Lives. And I'll be honest, y'all, I do a lot of Facebook Lives. I do a lot of empowerment online. Most of my audience is there. So I'm constantly doing a lot of Facebook Lives and doing a lot of interacting with my support, people who support me. I'm constantly interacting with the people who support me on Facebook. And I know he saw something in me because I know he watched a few of my videos. But I mean, when I tell you, I had to ignore him to death because he just kept writing me to the point where it was just like every time I checked my Facebook Messenger, which was not often because a long time ago, I would say over a year, I turned my notifications off for Messenger just because I think people sent a lot of unnecessary messages like forwards and stuff like that and random websites. So because they do that, I like to check it in my own timing, which is whenever I think of it. So I turned it off like over a year ago and I haven't turned it back on since then. And so I didn't even know he was sending me all of these messages about this legal shield. And so eventually I just wrote him back and I was like, I'm not interested. You know, like obviously I haven't read any of these messages. You've been sending them now for, I want to say he had been sending the messages probably for about 3 or 4 months and I hadn't been checking it because I don't check Messenger like that. And so I just, I just was on the floor because I just started thinking about when people really want you to do something, they may bug you and bug you to death. So we have to understand that, you know, your no is important. Your no is valid. Your no is a complete sentence. And at the end of the day, I want to say this before I go. Stop taking on more than you can handle. I'm saying that to myself as well as to y'all. We have to stop taking on more than we can bear, more than we can handle. It's highly stressful and it can be very highly annoying for you as a person to keep doing that to yourself. Believe me, I know for personal experience. And so I just want to encourage you all to understand that the things that are important to you are the things that you should always put first. Not what someone else wants to see you do. Not what someone else believes you can do. Not what someone else thinks that you can do or thinks you would be good at. We have to learn how to do the things that matter to us and do the things that are important to us and for us. So with that being said, family, I hope that this video has encouraged someone to just really, really, really consider just saying no and leaving it there. Or at a minimum saying no, but if something changes, I'll get back to you. Stop allowing people to sway you into a soft yes or sway you into a hard yes. Sometimes you just have to say no. And it's better for your own life. It's better for your own peace of mind. So that's all I have to say about that. I just was thinking about that today and it just was really on my heart heavy. So my hope and my prayer is that this video has encouraged somebody and this message has made sense and has resonated with someone. I do want to give a shout out to all of my new subscribers who just recently joined. Some folks might say that it's not a lot of subscribers, but you all, I've only been back on YouTube for almost 2 weeks now, and I have gotten now 12 new subscribers, which means I've technically got a subscriber almost every day, which to me, I'm super excited because what it means is that the words are resonating, the messages are resonating, and people are finding value in what we're talking about here. So I want to say thank you. And if you have not subscribed already, make sure that you click the subscribe button down below and also turn on the notification bell so that you will be notified of any other videos that I'm posting. Remember, I'm posting every week, so there's constant content coming up every week. Okay? And remember, family, if you like this video, you need to go ahead and give it a thumbs up too. All right? I'm your girl, Kiara Washington Speaks. I love you all so very much, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.